I had my heart bouncing in my throat. Like, and so much so that when I looked down at the ball was literally had a pulse to it. I was praying to God at one point to help me stop feeling that way. I couldn't stop that physical feeling of nerves. Of course, everyone was mentally nervous. It was really overtaking my body. I can't explain it to you guys.
I love Chevy, man. I'm just a big Chevrolet guy. I was at a conversation the other day. People were just listing, things that reminded them of this country, of that country, and then somebody was like American, and then someone just goes Chevy. It's like what they said.
Right.
It was the first thing that came to their mind was just America, Chevy, and they've been great. It's really cool. It's very cool that we're able to be in partnership with a company like Chevrolet that's been doing it forever. And the Equinox EV. That's what they're kind of showcasing and focusing on right now, as they should be. EVs are all the talk when it comes to cars these days. And the Equinox EV, which we've driven many times, we travel all the time. We get that Equinox EV all the time. I had one up in the Pacific Northwest. I told this a little bit, but driving from Brewster, Washington, over to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and driving all over the place in between, one charge. It was just one charge. It was all I needed in the Equinox EV. It offers 319 miles of EPA estimated electric range with front-wheel drive. And they're presenting this show, in which case we talk a lot of Internet Invitational, which is kind of taking over the golf world. And Frankie's got another great little trivia for myself and Trent. It's a lovely show today, gentlemen.
Great show. Absolutely great show. Happy to be back in the saddle here and, not traveling. We were in Vegas and then we were kind of moving all around. So nice to just get the boys back together and talking about the Internet Invitational. It's been a while. We have not talked about it yet. A lot of it's come out already. So finale comes out tonight. Very, very exciting stuff.
Brought to you by Chevrolet. Equinox EV has the massive 17-inch diagonal center screen. You've heard us talk about it. Make sure you go check that thing out. It's the largest screen of any EV in its class. Let's do this show. When it comes to EVs, Equinox EV is the smartest choice you can make. Foreplay presented by Barstool Sports. We are all back in our humble abodes. Trent's on the road still, but we got myself, Frankie, and Trent, Ryan Richardson on the ones and twos. We got quite a few things to get to, actually. Still kind of humming from the Colin Morikawa day that we had on Monday. That video is going to be great. So I know we got Internet Invitational to talk about. We got a lot to catch up on the show. I loved that Colin was very into the Internet Invitational. People were loving those clips. And I also love like all the people that he mentioned when he was talking about the Internet Invitational have like clip farmed it, been like, look at Colin Morikawa talking about me. I saw a guy, Andrew, got some love, which I love. Chazzy's gotten some love. Dalkey's obviously fired up. He's been playing and staying golf. So very cool to see. But if you haven't listened yet, highly recommend the Colin Morikawa show. It was the full, it was a full Colin Morikawa show on Monday. I guess it came out on Tuesday, but we were with him all day on Monday. And I just love that guy, man. I was listening back to a bunch of it, and he's just was candid and real, and he's not backing down from some stuff. He's very like playful about other stuff. He's pretty in tune with kind of the world that I feel like we're in tune with in a lot of ways. And yeah, I'm going to give Colin a little bit more kudos here.
Yeah, he gave us a lot of his time. It was great hanging out with him for pretty much a full day. That match people are going to love. I know it's a long time coming. Every time we see Colin, no matter what tournament, no matter where we're at, we're always like, hey, do you want to do a match? And he's like, yeah, for sure. And then we don't see him for another year. Luckily, we got it worked out. Shout out to our folks at Adidas who really helped facilitate that. And it's pretty rare that you get an hour or more like that with a guy of his caliber. So just to sit down and, even near the end, we're just asking him like, what's your favorite restaurant? What's your favorite this? Like just lobbing questions at him. So yeah, if you haven't listened to that, definitely go listen to it because it's worth it.
He blew my dad away with how like personable he was. He kept saying on the flight home, it feels like we're best friends with Colin Morikawa. He's like, he couldn't believe. He's like, he was hugging me. He was talking to me, asking me about the restaurant. He's like, he's just so nice, and that's a guy that's much older than him. And like looking, he still has that aura towards, no matter who you are, he makes you feel like you are one of his best friends or that you've known him for 20 years or something like that. So just a testament to how good of a guy he is. And we've always known that and Riggs brought up that speech after the Open Championship and just how poised and how mature he actually is. And then to have all that success at such a young age and have everything going for you and still be that kind of humble and normal. It's a lot of Colin glazing right now, but he deserves it.
It's so funny you say that about your dad on the plane. Literally in the cart on the 17th or 18th hole with Riggs, I turned to him and I said, at some point on the plane ride tonight, I'm going to think to myself, I'm best friends with Colin Morikawa, because he is that kind of guy. And yeah, it really does speak to the kind of guy that he is, and people see it in that video. And I think people probably know that about Colin anyway, but it is true. So again, just shout out to him for hanging out with us.
I also enjoyed his kind of detailing the difference between when he's out there with us or at TaylorMade Shoot Day and when he's playing in a golf tournament. And he was like, no, in a golf tournament, in order to play at the level that I'm trying to play at, I need to be laser focused. And we always, we're sort of like scorned like high school exes a lot when we see some of these guys and they walk by us at a tournament and we're like, oh, I thought that guy was my best friend. It looks like he fucking hates me now. And it's in him sort of being like, no, when I don't even notice you guys because that's like what it requires for me in that environment. That made me feel a little bit better about ourselves and to also like understand what these guys are sort of their mindset and how different it shifts and how that is like what they require to play their best and to do their job and all of that. And then him being like, yeah, when you get me out here, it's wildly different. I can exert energy in a different way. I enjoy it. I like to be playful and gambling and the whole deal. So I enjoyed all of that. And I think the video is going to be awesome. It's a long time coming. There were some big time moments. He was gambling from the very first green. He was like, $100, you missed this putt. And we all were like ears perking up at 7 a.m. in Vegas. We're coming off a Bellagio night and it kind of just delivered from there. So Colin was awesome. Big thanks to him for hopping on. Internet Invitational. Let's get into a lot of this.
Spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't watched yet.
You haven't watched yet. I'm going to give you like 15 minutes from now. I'm going to say we're going to talk about this for about 15 minutes. And if that timestamp changes, we will let you know. But I'm going to give you a little buffer here. You can fast forward. You can scroll through to about 15 minutes from now if you don't know, because we don't want to spoil anything. So I hope you've done that at this point. For those of you that are all caught up, our guy Frankie Borelli is still alive. There are 2 teams left. It is 3 versus 3 with $1 million on the line, split between 3 people. The we're going to premiere the finale at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight, Thursday night. When you see that, the reason for that is we kind of wanted to make it a live event. We want people to all be watching it together, experiencing it together as best as we possibly can. I know Dave and Big Cat are going to be kind of live tweeting the whole thing, as will we. We don't want to go up against like Thursday Night Football, but we also want to try to give people time to get home from work. So that's the time that we're going. You can really watch it whenever the hell you would like to. But if you're jonesing for that finish, you should be. And I know Dave's kind of teased it a little bit. He's been teasing it for like 2 weeks, essentially saying nobody's going to even remember the Luke Kwan thing. In like sort of the editorial process here over the last week or so, there's a bunch of stuff that I'd kind of forgotten about as well that occur in this 18-hole match for $1 million. And again, Frankie's still in it. Frankie, let's go back to the teams real quick, because what we decided to do, and the format was insanely unique. We talked all about that when the Bob Does guys were on here, and what we were trying to come up with. We wanted to play the Cliffhangers new course and trying to figure out how we're going to do that fairly. And we really weren't 100% sure. We had talked about doing an outside committee that was going to be maybe like Bryson DeChambeau and YouTube golf reporter Nate, and we were going to like kind of try to get a crew to put together the most fair team. And essentially what Dave decided to do in real time, and we all kind of agreed with, was like, if you 12 remaining players can just all unanimously agree on 4 fair teams for what would be the 3rd round of who's going to advance, then we'll let you do that. It took a while, but essentially we got to those teams. That was kind of a hell of a process, if we're honest with each other.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how. Yeah, I've been waiting to kind of unpack this whole Internet Invitational. I didn't know if we wanted to do it after it was all over, but leading up to this episode, it was just a whirlwind. It felt like you were in the actual Survivor show, like on an island, trying to survive multiple days and all of these different egos and personalities and and actual golf holes that you had to try and accomplish and beat the opposing team. That was like the last thought, with everything going on, all the mics and all the cameras, and knowing that you're playing for $1 million, and knowing that we had a lot of confidence that this was going to be a very heavily viewed video series. So being a part of that was really nerve-wracking. I mean, we do this for a living. We make golf content. We're out there in the public. It's something that we signed up for. But when you're in these elevated moments, it doesn't matter what you've done in the past or like how used to it you are. Your body can't comprehend how nervous you get in those situations. So the whole entire week, I just really never felt like I was in like reality. It just was this cloud, this fog that like you couldn't believe you were doing it. You couldn't believe you were one of the 48 players even in it, regardless of if we were the ones that set it up. That's how awesome the tournament was. And then all of a sudden you blink and you're in the finals, and it's like, what are we? Everything that led to this doesn't matter now, and now we're playing for $1 million. So it was a really weird feeling. I was super nervous the entire time. That par 3 course at Cliffhangers is such an amazing par 3 golf course. Just outrageous greens, like some of the most ridiculous shots you've ever had to hit, like over, these huge gaps of like river and all these cliffs. And it's you got to go watch it if you haven't watched it. You've obviously watched it if you're listening to this and don't care about the spoilers, but just such nervy shots, and every single shot in a par 3 match is amplified, because if you make a 4, you're probably dropping 1 or 2 strokes absolutely to 2 of the teams. So and you don't have that much time to get it back, especially on a par 3 course. There's never that there's never that no one has an edge, like the furthest hole, you all have a chance. So I've never been more nervous in my entire life than playing that par 3 course. Every single shot, I had my heart bouncing in my throat, and so much so that when I looked down at the ball was literally had a pulse to it. I was praying to God at one point to help me stop feeling that way. I couldn't stop that physical feeling of nerves. Of course, everyone was mentally nervous. It was really overtaking my body. I can't explain it to you guys. I know that might sound ridiculous to some people, but I don't know, man. I was thinking about everything. All right, we are playing a par 3 course. I'm in a bunker on 18 right now. I know we have a couple stroke lead, but if I blade this into the water, if I chunk this into the next bunker, I lose a chance for my teammates to now go play for $1 million. That was really heavy on me. All right, $340,000. I just had a son. I put that into an investment account. He's set for the rest of his life. If I just put the ball in the hole a couple of times and play golf like I've been playing forever, I'll just win a ton of money for my wife and my family. And it's just, that was really heavy on me. And I don't know that I'll ever experience anything like that again. But Internet Invitational might go on for the next 20 years. You got to get lucky to get to that point. Think about day one. Grant Horvat was out. One of the Bryan brothers were out. Garrett was out. Scharf was out. It was
Trent Ryan was
out. It's just, it's outrageous. It depends on your team, and think back to all the matches that had to happen, and how it broke. Luke Kwan had to sleep in to lose a point. It's just it's absolutely outrageous to get to that level. So I'm unbelievably thankful that I was able to kind of get it together a little bit and hit some big golf shots and hit some big putts and be a good teammate and all that. So we have the match of our lives tonight, 6 p.m. I've been waiting for this to come out. I can't wait for everyone to watch it. It's a hell of it's a doozy. It's an absolute doozy. There's a lot that happens. There is a lot that happens. And you obviously can't make it up. I mean, Beef's in the finals. He hit the first
unreal
shot of Internet Invitational history. Now he's in the finals. So it's really, really hard to even imagine that that's real. The whole thing feels fake. And it's really, I just can't wait to talk about everything once it's all done. And tonight, 6 p.m. Internet Invitational channel. It's and I am when you see me doing all the when all these pictures and videos of me screaming on Cliffhangers, when I'm nervous like that, I don't know what's going on. When I'm watching those Islander games and I've got the whole restaurant packed out and everyone's waiting for me to, be the guy that's going to lead us with the reaction. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm in my family's restaurant and I'm watching the Islanders who I want to win more than my entire life. I haven't seen a win. I want to experience this with my dad. All those feelings are going through my head every time the puck enters the offensive zone or the defensive zone. And then when it finally happens, I lose my mind. same thing on a golf course in this situation. Like, I am so nervous to make contact with the golf ball that when it goes well, I just explode. I don't know how my heart doesn't pop in those moments. Some of those pictures, like my wife can't even look at them. She's like, you have blood pressure problems like to the max in that photo. Your eyes are, it looks like legitimately your eye sockets are going to pop out of its head. I don't know how to react in those situations. It's not genuine. I don't want people to think I'm just screaming at the camera for no reason. I'm playing for $1 million. Like when we play for $20 in a Nassau at Colonial Springs, I'm losing my mind when I make putts. You know, it's just, that's how I am. I'm making putts. I'm hitting shots for $1 million and for 2 other individuals in their lives. You know, like it's just, it can't be comprehended what it feels like to play as a regular person. Like I'm not,
Well,
Rory McIlroy misses putts when like there's a lot on the line for him. Like, I don't know. Like you get nervous, dude. Look at this. Look at this picture we're showing on YouTube. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing there. That's just me screaming, being like, thank God I did it. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck.
Everything you're describing is what Dave wanted. And it's why we picked the people we picked. And, you know, you have being physically so nervous that you like can barely see the ball is music to the ears of the people who put this tournament on, including us, because that's the feeling we want out of people. And to be that nervous and to just be like, holy shit, I am overcome by emotion. You put it perfectly. And I think that's exactly what we want. I remember on, I guess, the last hole of the par 3, the ball was in the bunker, right? For your team.
Yeah.
I watched you. I was with Yandel and Witt and I think FP. We watched you walk as fast as you possibly could to that ball just so you could hit it before people start watching you. Because I understand, dude, on a par 3, everyone's on top of you. Like I get that you're playing for a lot of money, and when you're out on a regular golf course, people are there, but they're not like in your kitchen. On a par 3, people are literally standing over you. The tee boxes are like pretty small because they're not expecting a huge event like that. So everybody's just right there. And watching you hit that bunker shot as fast as you possibly could on the last hole, I was like, that guy is as nervous as he can be. And I totally get why. And I think that's kind of the point of the whole tournament.
Yeah, it weeds out a lot of people that are mentally stronger than others. And I think you saw that throughout the whole entire week. I mean, I'm not sure if it was in the video. I didn't watch the ending of going to the par 3. So I guess it was at Buffalo Ridge. But like Gabby Golf Girl and Kyle Berkshire were like legitimately like moved to tears when they ended up losing because of how much they put into those matches. They were such a good team. They were battling against everyone the whole entire week. And then they just lose on the last hole. And it's like that feeling of you have so much nerves, you have so much energy, you have so much passion to move forward. And then all of a sudden it ends like that. It does feel like you're on one of those reality TV shows that you blink and all of a sudden you're like, I'm going home. This whole week felt fake. And it's just, I'm just moving with the flow. And all of a sudden it's over. I got to go back to reality. So yeah, it was something like I'll never experience again, I don't think. Because even the next time, like when you're in it, now at least you know what to experience. Like there's a lot of people that when they come back and play in it, they may have gotten bounced in day 1 and you were just a part of it and you were a spectator. You don't really know what it felt like to be in the arena. Like even Trent, right? I mean, like you didn't get to experience even day 2. So it's like the next time, if you're on a winning team, you're going to now have shots that are so much more meaningful. You're playing for skins and $4,000 a hole. And like those moments are so intense that for me, it's like, all right, at least I've experienced it. Will that help me in those moments? And I don't know that it will, but I know that like that's what makes you grow in any world is once you experience anything. So I know it works for the pros. I don't know if it'll work for just a regular guy that's shanking balls all over the place, but we'll see. I mean, it's a hell of an experience to be a part of, man.
Watching it back now, it feels like I've been out of it for a week. Like the amount of emotions that you guys have gone through, all of the sessions of picking the teams and what are we going to do and who's going where. I mean, I was there for all of it, but it just, I can't believe this only happened over the course of 2 days.
Yeah.
The cliffhangers was the first round too, where every shot was the focal point of the entire event. Whereas like day 1 and day 2, each match, maybe, you know, if you were somehow in the right space, right time, right place, all that, you maybe had 2 or 3 holes that were like a big focus of the group. But even a lot of people were like not shown much because their match just wasn't at the right time, didn't matter, whatever, or it wasn't close. And so like you kind of could blend in. Like if you played like first day I felt like I played really well. Second day I played horribly, and like it really was like kind of blends in both times. Where this was not blending in. This was like
Yep.
every shot you were the focal point of the whole thing. Like when Lacey, who's been such a superstar through this whole thing, being thrown in there, like when she leaves one in the bunker, like that becomes a clip on the main Barstool account and put everywhere because it's like unavoidable. Whereas day one, day two, that wouldn't even get shown probably. It's like, oh, they just lost the hole. Now
Right.
it's like Dave's chirping you, Whitney's chirping. It just every shot you had the whole gallery of all these big names that have been part of the event, like reacting to it. And what I noticed watching it back that really is hard to come through in the footage is how much the team aspect weighs on you. Like that is just because everyone's looking at the decision not to take a $100,000 bet or a $250,000 bet. People are all looking at that as like an individualistic decision. And like in reality or in real time, you are so entrenched in your team and you've done 2 days worth at that point of strategizing throughout the entire draft. Who do we take? Then throughout the pairings of like, who's going to play with who? What's the matchup with distance? What holes are you going to play on? And then you exert all this emotional energy, like Frankie was just talking about. You do it 1 session, then you do it 2 sessions, then you do it 3 sessions, then you do it 4 sessions. And to get through all of that through 2 days and then have someone be like, nope, we're going to throw that point potentially out and fuck your whole team so that you can make more money. People are like, no, I'm only here for the team at this point. And that was like that survivor mentality that Dave tried to capture, that we tried to capture, coming up with the format that I really think somehow magically worked out incredibly well, where you have people turning down no-brainer turn down $250,000 being like, nope, I am absolutely sealing up this point for my team. And we could all sit here and even me looking at it now, I'm like, well, that was a bad decision. You got to, like you got to try to,
Right.
you should have taken that money. But again, in real time, man, that team aspect of not letting other people down for whatever reason, the human psyche and all of that, it's like, it takes kind of like psychopaths to not have that affect you and be able to just focus on you. And like, man, is that cool that that's had such an impact throughout the entire event. Holiday gift giving. It can spiral right out of control. It's hard to know how much is too much. You get out there, you're shopping, you're on a roll. You don't want to be a cheapskate, and it's easy to forget someone on your list. Rocket Money helps you set limits and track every purchase so no one gets left out of your budget. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and helps cancel your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. This is one of the most crucial apps I've ever had.
Yeah, this app does everything in terms of your finances. If there's a huge purchase that you make, it'll send you an email being like, "Did you make this purchase?" It sends you alerts. Yeah, I use it every single day. I'm checking my spending. I'm checking how much money I got, making sure it's not going anywhere. It really has turned my financial life around because before I was just guessing on everything. I would just swipe my card. I would be paying for things. I'd have subscriptions that I didn't know about. The Rocket Money app really shows you the full financial picture that you have, and I really couldn't go a day without it. I'm obsessed with this thing.
Yeah, what makes the best products, and you see this from like a marketing standpoint, is they always say you got to present a problem and then a solution. In terms of your own finances, the problem was that we had no overview of what we were doing, especially in this
Correct.
day and
None.
age. The problem is we've got a million different subscriptions to things. I had 2 Amazon accounts, one to my phone number and one for my email that my Amex was connected to both of them. Amazon didn't tell me that I had 2 Amazon Prime accounts going, right? One day I was at my friend's house. We wanted to watch Thursday Night Football. I sign in on that, but really what I'm doing is I'm signing up for Prime on something that I thought was on my email, but it was on my phone number. So you go on Rocket Money. It lets you know you have 2 accounts. You're spending the same amount on the same company. Let's just cancel one of them. Without that, I didn't know that. So that's a solution. Problem and solution. That's what makes the best products in the world. And Rocket Money is one of them.
Rocket Money has also saved users over $2.5 billion, including over $880 million in canceled subscriptions alone. Their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Fore today. That's rocketmoney.com/FORE. rocketmoney.com/Fore.
There were a couple situations where I thought he could have taken the money early on when Dave was offering like a match, with team one was if we were up 4-2 after a session and he offered it to, I think, the Bryan brothers, who had the jet with them. I think it was maybe George and the jet. And he offered him a ton of money to play a hole over. And if they lost, it would go from 4-2 to 3-3. They would lose their point. Then you have another session on top of that to get that point back. Like, at least you have 9 more holes to have something happen, and you have a chance to win hundreds or $200,000. That to me is like, all right, let's have a real conversation, because now you have a guy who played, like, is legit as good as a professional golfer, and he can just play well on one hole, and we have a chance to win a ton of money. And if we lose, we still have another chance. When Dave offered that to us, think about all those emotions I just said, ball bouncing as I'm looking at it, finally get through. I hit that bunker shot. I did everything I possibly could, and so did Paige and so did Mo. And then we walk off the 18th green, and Dave says, all right, you guys have to play the 19th hole. I forget how much, I mean, it was, I blanked out, but like how much he offered us. It was like $300,000 or something like that. We could have doubled our pot.
Yep.
But if we lose the par 3, the 19th hole, which is like a 140-yard shot, against all the teams, right? He wanted to play the 19th hole, and the top 2 teams would advance to the finals on that one hole. But if we didn't get eliminated, we would get $300,000, or we get to play for $600,000 in the 18th.
Yeah, I think it doubles.
It just, there was too much. Like, I wasn't getting cash in my pocket if I won that extra, right? That 19th hole. I'm just now playing for double in the 18, which is like, all right, now you're playing against Brad Dahlke and Francis and Beef, which is already a really tough task. So now I have to risk even getting there to play for double against that tough team. It was just a bad deal. And I said that to Dave. I'm like, you're not giving us anything to want to say yes to that. If you maybe said like, all right, you guys just locked in the finals, you get 50 grand each or something. Now I'm going to give you guys a potential to play for double. But if you lose that, you're gone. You're going home. You get no chance at 300,000. Then we'd be like, all right, let's have a conversation here, because it is a par 3. Like, Mo, stick one tight, Paige make the putt. Let's move on. Now we get to play for double. But it was just too much of a gamble. Like, it was the most gamble you'd have to take out of anyone that got offered anything. We just didn't even think about it. I mean, I didn't think it was even that fair of an offer.
Yeah, and I think too, a huge factor of people not taking those was the fact that the skins were being split. And
right.
I know like Dave didn't really know that in real time, which he probably, I don't know that like we would have like told. It was 100%. No, your guys' team did it without us knowing. Our team did it without you knowing. And from a strategy standpoint, I think like Dave and everybody gets, it's like it would be if the main goal is to win and advance. And so you're going to do things team-wise, whether it's a sacrificial team, you stack the deck at the front, whatever it might be, that when there's that much money on the line for skins, that's just not fair to people. Like if somebody steps up and is like, we agree to be the sacrificial lamb team, we just want to advance with you guys, let's do it. And you're like, well, you guys are going to win $0 in skins, and our stacked deck team is going to win 40 grand in skins. That's like not fair. And so in order to kind of do the teams what everybody agrees is the most strategically proper way, or what you're trying to do, you simply had to like split skins. And what we didn't really realize with that was going to seep into all of these deals too, where I do think that if someone's standing there considering 250 grand split between 2 people, 125 grand a person, versus split between 12 people, that's like kind of a different, you're having a different conversation at that point. And I think that was a huge factor in it.
Yeah,
too.
I also think him offering it is still good content. I mean, people saying no is the same thing. Like, the offer was there, so I mean, people just get to say yes or no, and then I think the fans watching it all know that you want to win as a team. That's just like, there's going to be a decision one way or another, and the viewers are going to see that they had to make a decision, and they ended up deciding on the team. That's just as good as them deciding on themselves and winning it. Like, I mean, why would that change the viewers' in entertainment value of them either taking it or not? They got the offer, which is just putting the offer out there is the content. Like, that's crazy. Offering someone $250,000 to play a hole is nuts. You don't get to see that ever. And yeah, I mean, people did want to split it, and it made it a lot easier to be a captain. When they presented that to me, they're like, we want to split this because you're sending out guys like Ryan Richardson and not Ryan Richardson. Oh my God.
Richardson.
Ryan,
Maybe
I'm looking
next
at
year.
Ryan Richardson right there.
I take the money. I take the money.
Are you owed some skins right
Josh Richards and like the Duke as a pairing, and you're like, you guys are going to go out there because then we're going to put Dahlke and Lacey together. We think that that's a really good one. They're going to win anyone that's paired with Dahlke is going to win $40,000 today, right? He's going to win every single match he plays. You're basically just picking a lottery at that point. So it's just not, it ends up helping you advance to go win the million when you're able to come together as a team and pick the best matchups, as opposed to, like you're saying, be cutthroat. I mean, that's just not the way human nature works. As great as it sounds, you're not going to stare at someone and be like, we are deciding that you make $0 today. And we are also deciding that this person makes 40. Like, that part wasn't in the plans when we were writing up the ideas. We all were in the meetings being like, this is going to be great. People are going to make decisions. Dave's going to throw a bunch of skin money at people. He's also going to offer a bunch of like double downs and presses and stuff. And we didn't realize that, like, at some point you're going to be a human being and you're going to look at someone in the eyes and you're going to have to make a decision. Like, all those meetings go out the window when you're staring at someone being like, I am choosing that you make 0. I didn't sign up for that. You know what I mean? Right. I mean, they all came to do our video. They're like being super nice, being in our content. I'm not going to sit there and be like, I'm now choosing you walk away with nothing. So yeah, I was very happy when they actually offered that to us. And I think everyone agreed, right? Even Brad Dahlke agreed. He's giving up $20,000 a match, each 9 holes. I mean, he was winning like every single hole, right? So then, like, now he's got to split that. I mean, if he, he probably walks away with like 16,000 as it's all split. But if he would have played on his own, it was 40 something. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, we did the same thing, because if you don't, then you have to put out 6 like perfectly even teams is what you have to try to do, which defeats the entire purpose of like strategy with captaining. You need to give all 12 players an equal opportunity to make skins, because there was so much money on the line. So yeah, that's obviously why we did it. And it was like clearly, I think, the best move, because both teams did it without knowing the other team was doing it. Correct. We just were like, yeah, that's obviously what we're going to do. And so, yeah, imagine that'll be somehow shored up a little bit or tweaked or changed or whatever for the next one. But yeah, and then I got to, in terms of I know we talked a lot about the Survivor aspect, and it's a game as much as it's just golf. Like, shout out to Paige, man. Paige, I know she's posted quite a few things of like a lot of the hate that she gets. And as a guy, I get plenty of hate as well myself. Luckily, I think I've had pretty thick skin over the years. Everybody gets hate on the internet. It's just what happens when you put yourself out there. You could be the best, most perfect person of all time, Mother Teresa, and you're going to get a certain amount of hate on the internet. But she deals with a lot of it, and she played the game and has played the game phenomenally. And, she gets a lot of shit for everything of, you just you're just getting followers because of this or because of that. And like her game's been fucking great. She's played really well when it came down to like picking out the teams. She was in there doing her thing and playing the Survivor aspect of the game well to get her team, Frankie and you guys, like set up to make it and advance to the championship. And I think as like an A player, there was a lot of decision making in our part of like, are we going to do different sets of tees? Who are we going to then are we going to have sort of a forward tee that all of the women are going to play from? And then we got to factor in, is like Chaz going to play from those tees? Andrew going to play from those tees? And we were trying to come up with all of that. We decided, like, let's do everyone from the same tees. And so for her to be like an A player, really, that is clearly like doesn't have the distance of Dahlke or the Bryant Bros or Finch and all that, and then finagle her team to get to this point. I just like watching all the stuff back and seeing her in there, like really grinding over the pairings and the picks and all that. I get like there's chirping going on. People are going to take certain comments the wrong way or highlight stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like we kind of wanted people to do what she's done so far. So I just got to give her a shout out. I think she's played the game incredibly well.
Yeah, she was an unbelievable teammate. I mean, the finals hasn't happened yet, but she was great. Like, I mean, we haven't seen all of it yet, but she was really, really a unbelievable player throughout the whole entire thing. Great teammate, and obviously took control. You saw that in the last episode, took control of like picking out the teams, and that's like part of it. That's the whole reality TV aspect of it. Dave was calling her Cersei Lannister, and it was true. It was like she was kind of pulling a lot of strings behind the scenes of like making sure that things were falling her way, and like was really making it happen. I think that we had a really strong team. I was trying to actually fight her at one point because I thought that Dahlke's team like wasn't. I thought Dahlke's team like wasn't like was like too strong at one point. Ours wasn't strong enough, or other teams weren't strong enough. I was trying to be like fair at one point, and she's looking at me like, "What are you doing? Like, we already got our team here. I've already done the work." If it was Game of Thrones, she would have had me beheaded because I kept talking, being like, I don't think this is right. I didn't.
And
that was a tough, like, we ended up coming to a good conclusion, but that part to me was tough. Like, I felt like that was getting away from me a little bit, the choosing your own teams. Like, I felt like we got to the end. We got there by just like drafting, and like if there is an anomaly, and I know that she was the one because she didn't hit it as far, so like her being one of the 4 captains doesn't make sense, but like that's just how it shook out. So I just thought it should have just been drafted. I think it would have been drafted pretty similar. But part
I do too.
My head was spinning during that whole thing, dude. Like you could watch that back, and I'm like, are we really choosing amongst each other what the teams are going to be for $1 million? That was a weird thing to me.
And it was at one point it got so everyone's head was spinning so much that you guys had to all stand up and go like physically stand where you were going to be a teammate, because people were, going full Minority Report, moving stuff around. It was hard to keep track of. And so that part, again, that was sort of something we wrestled with all the way up until that moment in terms of like, what are we going to do? Are we going to just tier?
Yeah, we had Nate Edwardson. We had the YouTube guy you referenced to before. We had Nate Edwardson. We were going to have a creator council. We were going to have a Internet Invitational council where it was Nate Edwardson and then this other group. Was it like the Birdie Bros or something?
Oh,
I could be giving someone a shout out that doesn't deserve it. But we had another group of guys. I can't remember who it was. Brendan ended up bringing them.
That was either.
Brendan ended up bringing a bunch of guys, and they ended up just playing at Big Cedar Lodge for free the whole week. It was great. We just got a free trip. We were supposed to be a part of this council, and we just let them go out there and film a bunch of videos. God, who the hell was it? Try and find that Trent.
It wasn't. It's not the lads, was it?
Oh, maybe. God, it was just so bad.
I really can't remember.
Anyway, we had this crew that was going to come, and then like we decided, because everyone saw those tierings, and I know Riggs was about to say it, so I just cut him off. But
no.
But yeah, no, Nate, I wanted to give a shout out to Nate Edwardson and those guys because they were very willing to come there and basically say, like, you're number 1 and you're number 48, and we're going to pair you 2 together. And you're number 2 and you're number 47. We're going to pair you together. And we're going to do that the whole entire way. Our idea was we wanted to have a tier A, a tier B, and a tier C all in the finals. And I think it ended up just shaking out that way. It's amazing how it shook out with we ended up the day before deciding, let's just let captains just make the picks. And Dave was like, all right, in the beginning, he was like, I think it needs to be tiered because you need those guys. You need Beef. You need Frankie. You need the Duke to like make it towards you need guys to be able to hitting big shots that aren't used to it. Sure, Brad Dahlke's always going to win every tournament he's in, or Paige is going to win every single tournament that she's in, or Peter Finch is going to win every tournament that he's in. If you just make them play individual golf, they're the best golfers. You have to pair them with someone that's less skilled than them, which look at this finals, dude. I mean, it's like Beef and Brad Dahlke and Francis and me and Paige. Me and Paige are light years away in terms of skill level. So it really worked out, man. It really, really did. So, but yeah, shout out to those guys. They were very willing to take a lot of the brunt of, they were going to get a lot of hate because if you're just telling someone, especially in the YouTube world, this is your level.
Yeah.
And this is where you're playing. We were like, dude, these guys are going to have the hardest job ever because they're going to tell YouTube audience this is what they think of these players, and then those players are going to go play for $1 million.
Right. And and again, that's something, man, we wrestled with. Like we were just like, how exactly, once we get to this part, are we going to do it? Are we going to have teams of 4 that split the million? Are we going to, how exactly are we going to get down to this? And I thought it worked out great. I did, like, that part was sort of, it was a very like democratic way of doing it, of being like, look, you 12 have gotten to this point. Amazing work. We don't want to be the influencers at this point, no pun intended, of like putting teams that are fair, unfair. Like, if you guys could decide amongst yourselves and all agree, then we'll just do it that way. If you can't, then we'll do it kind of the other way. And it shook out, I thought, pretty damn well overall. Like you said, Frankie, I think it was pretty close to like if we just drafted, and I know we were doing mock drafts and stuff. And then next thing you know, it was just like the final day, you're with your team and everyone else is watching. And it was incredible. That Cliffhangers course, I've seen a lot of golf courses in my day. I've seen a lot of par 3s. I love par 3 courses. I was at Grass Clippings here in Scottsdale last night, or Tempe, I guess. And that place is awesome under the lights. That par 3 course, I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. I mean, you're hitting through a damn waterfall. I was a little nervous going in that it's like, we got $1 million on the line. It's the second to last, match round that you got to get through. And is it going to be a little too like gimmicky? And I thought it was awesome. It really was like neutralizing. Distance didn't matter. It was about like precision, handling your nerves, making putts. And it wasn't, I like that it was 18 holes because it was like, if you did feel like, the there was a hole with a waterfall and then a river and then new greens that kind of screwed you out of one shot or something, you had plenty of time to like overcome it and get back, because there was 18 holes, which we saw. So I thought that Cliffhangers course could not have delivered better. The scenery, the aesthetic of it, the drama around it. I thought that course was fucking awesome. So credit to Big Cedar, because they've been working on that for a while.
Credit to Dave also. He was adamant that this is where the location had to be, and then also we had to have this par 3 be a part of it. He was sending us pictures. I had never seen Dave so excited about golf. Dave Portnoy was sending us pictures of the par 3 course saying, look at this place. This is going to be insane. I've never seen him get like that, and it totally delivered. I mean, we had never seen Cliffhangers yet, so this is something that we were really trusting Big Cedar and Dave and everyone for being like, all right, this is going to be the culmination of a really big, everything's leading to this moment. So like this is to get to the finals. This is what it's like. You said, every other shot that happened in the first 2 rounds prior, we were bouncing around. We were showing just highlights. We were showing like where it mattered, but like now you're seeing every single shot on every single hole. This is the one, and it really delivered, man. I mean, even playing it, you never felt like it was gimmicky. It was like true golf, really, really difficult shots, amazing greens. Just the quality of the golf course was unmatched. And like that first hole, I saw a lot of people being like, how are you starting this to go play for $1 million with a putt? They offered us to chip. They said you can chip. It's just like there was a route to putt it. And we thought that was the easiest route. I mean, it's a pretty damn hard chip if you try and chip it. It's all the way downhill. You're hitting onto like a little bacon strip part of the green. So
it's
we
also
all went
YouTube
with
golf. You know,
it's like YouTube golf, man.
100%.
Yeah, it was a great start. I almost freaking canned it. I got a lot of messages being like, because then Dave offered 100,000 to a hole in one like 2 holes later. It's like, imagine Frankie made that, and then 2 holes later, it's like, all right, a hole in one's now $100,000.
That would have been unbelievable,
dude. Yeah, Mo running on the greens, I have to talk about that, was so outrageous. Did you guys watch? I watched back the video last night, and Mo's like my guy. He's hilarious, and he's just a ball of energy, and he's just like,
I love Mo, man.
Great vibes out there. I ride with that guy. Like he's a great cart mate. And but I gotta say, we were playing a par 3 course, so every single hole was a par 3, but he would pick and choose certain ones when Paige was going to hit to run out to the green and let her know where the best landing spot is. And it kept breaking my brain where I'm like, why are you doing that on, like, I could understand if we were playing a regular course and it's a par 3 and you only have 4 of them. And you're like, I'm going to go up there and give you kind of a landing spot because it's kind of this is a big shot, right? Like, dude, we have 18 of these things. Why are you picking and choosing this one to like change her mojo and like her pre-shot routine? Like she's stepping up to the ball and Mo's are running through the bunkers. I'd never seen anything like it. You got to go, if you haven't watched that specific clip, you got to go back and watch it. It was outrageous what he was doing. I'm like, Mo, you got to stop.
Yeah.
You have to stop
was
being
dying
like,
at the...
he was whistling like, woo, woo, right here. It's like, whoa, why didn't you do that on any other shot then? Like you got to think through the process here, man. He was cracking
That's
me
how
up.
people handle being crazy nervous, man.
Oh,
like Mo's running up on the green. He was like scampering through the bunker, you know, like that part was nuts. I was dying at the clip where he ran up on the water hole and he's like, the miss is long, don't be short. Whitney's like, I mean, there's water short. Did he think
crazy?
Did he think that Paige was thinking, I'm going to hit it in the water? That's the safe spot. So yeah, that part was great. No, Mo's a wild man, dude. He was my partner in the alternate shot when we played in Hawaii. He's like taking his shirt off, but he's also a fucking player, man. Like he could just, that guy can hit the golf ball. He can hit the golf ball. He's just a ball of fucking power and energy. And yeah, when he was scampering through the bunker, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Did I see Chaz hit like 100,000 followers? He has like a Golf Digest article about him as being like a breakout star. That's so amazing. That's what this was all about, man.
So this is what I was going to say about this whole thing is watching the spotlight get put on everybody like that. And, you know, obviously Chaz had a following before. We've seen him at different events. And, you know, and then you got the Duke out there. You've got Andrew out there. Like that has been just watching these videos come out and watching the response, like having people who are interesting and funny or whatever it may be, really get a hot spotlight put on them and have attention put on them and have them get followers is another like good thing that the Internet Invitational has done. Like I understand the Luke Kwan stuff early on where that was super controversial, but also what you saw come from that was people taking his side, him getting more eyeballs. This is like, this is what Dave Portnoy has been doing for 25 years, where everything, even the controversy, brings eyeballs to people who otherwise might not get those eyeballs, and it gets them fans. And having there be two sides to something, being like, I can't believe Luke Kwan didn't wake up, and then people being like, hey man, people miss tee times, they sleep in. What the outside world and what the YouTube golf world is seeing, and the fans of YouTube golf, is this is like what Barstool has done forever. It creates more fan bases out of the controversy that people might feel in the YouTube golf space. They think like, oh, I don't like the way that this feels, or like, I was saying this to Riggs in the cart yesterday or 2 days ago when we were playing with Colin, like, the YouTube golf fans up to this point mostly are just like, all they do is they say, I'm a huge fan of this person. I love it. I love everything that they do. And then when you get thrown into this space with Barstool and Dave, they think that they're not being fans anymore. But what they're actually doing is they're more invested than ever into something because they have such strong opinions. And they're like, oh my God, this is how I actually feel about this. Like, that to me has been so interesting, watching people go from YouTube golf fans just being like, oh, I love this one creator, to being so invested in something that they are in the comments arguing with each other. And they might think that's a weird thing, but in reality, in the Barstool world, that's how it's always been. You know what I mean?
Yep,
totally.
Absolutely. And I think like that is what Dave has been kind of a master at his entire 20-year career, doing it with Barstool. And you know, I look at a show like, as a Barstool fan for years before I was part of the company, like The Rundown. And The Rundown, I didn't watch The Rundown for really like Dave, Big Cat, and Kevin's like takes on the Monday Night Football game the day before. I watched it for the post show. And then the post show, Dave would bring up, you know, like Hank's mom texting Hank after he cuts his finger off with a drone about how his boss is an idiot. And they would talk about that for like 15 minutes. And that was like the secret sauce of what's actually happening in the lives, in the drama between the employees, the people in this world that I follow. And so to get everybody together, that is like what we were hoping for. And I'm so happy that that's all come out in the footage, and it's been able to be like exposed and captured. And at the end of the day, the beauty of it too is the thing that we're arguing about and that people have opinions about and that they're giving takes about or hate about is fucking golf. We're like filming ourselves playing golf. It's not the government shutdown. It's not, you know, there's no air traffic controller, so planes are going to start crashing into each other and people are going to lose their stipends or food stamps. It's like, we're arguing about golf, dude. We all film each other playing golf. And that's sort of like what I have to ground myself in at the end of it, is that like, it's great that people have those hard of opinions about people that film themselves playing golf for a living.
Do you remember when there was the viral trend on Instagram of people running over each other with golf carts?
Mm-hmm.
And we were posting them on Foreplay, and me and you had a meeting with Dave and Gaz, and we were yelling at each other. And we were like, this is not what we want to put out there. This is this is dangerous. We don't want people like trying to replicate this and hurting each other. And that was back when we had a Sirius XM radio show. And Dave was like, we'll go talk about this on the radio. And you go and you yell at each other on the radio about it. And that, like, it ends up not being about whether or not you should post it. It's about people seeing what your opinion is and people taking a side. The Internet Invitational is the exact same thing. People take sides, but they don't leave. They get more invested. And that has been the formula, the sauce, the thing forever. And people, I feel like, are just people outside of the YouTube golf space in terms of fans are getting their first taste of that. And it's really part of what has made this thing transcend. Like the Luke Kwan thing, it didn't turn people off from the event. It made them more invested because they're like, what the fuck are these guys doing and why are they doing it? And it makes people more curious.
And
the
for
whole
next
thing
years, and for the next one, the fans that are watching this and that are listening to this, you're going to know pretty clearly who couldn't handle it, because whoever doesn't come back that we do invite, this is going to be the biggest event forever as long as we're running it. Like it just works, right? It's going to be one of the biggest events in our world, in our golf YouTube world, and you're going to do everything you can schedule wise to make it. Dave's putting up $1 million plus. It's always going to go up. It's going to be bigger as it gets more successful. And obviously the numbers and the viewership and everything, it's just great to be a part of this thing. It's a blessing to be a part of it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Dave has taken the controls of it and he's going to make it just a premier event. And you're going to see there's going to be people that just don't want to be a part of what you're talking about. And it's going to be pretty clear and cut and dry. And I can't wait to see who those people are, that they just like couldn't handle like, just the reality of what we do, right? Where it's just like, we're just going to put the cameras on, and whatever is said or done, we're going to put that out there. We're not really, this is competition. This is drama. This is reality TV. And that's just what we're going to put out there to our fans. And some people just like hate that, man. And that's okay for them. Like, that's just not their world. But I'm just going to be interested to see who that is.
The flip side of that is people, other influencers who want to be involved are going to see what's going on with Chaz right now and what's going on with the dude.
God, yeah.
And you get blown up in a way that there really is no other option.
Life-changing.
It's life-changing. So there are going to be people who are like, I'm not feeling this. Like, they just can't handle the heat of that world. And I get that, I guess. But there's going to be a much longer line of people who are like, put me in that thing.
100%.
Yes. No, absolutely. And look, I get it too. Like, there's been many times in my Barstool career, especially when we were in the office, we were in the drama, the spotlight would be on you, where I was just like, fuck this. I'm throwing my phone in a river and I'm just going to go back to being a normal person. This sucks. I get that. And so, it is not for everyone at all times. And that's sort of why I was, trying to make the point that I remind myself that it's just golf. It's not that serious. I don't know how these people that do it, that are like political pundits and stuff, because like that gets, all of the stuff that we're talking about, the feedback, the opinions, people taking sides, people sending you DMs and tweets and comments and tagging you and stuff all the time. That's like times a million when you get into that world. This is just golf. We're fucking golfing for like money, and we're trying to be entertaining. And I guess to Frankie's original point, I'm really glad that all of that extracurricular stuff came through in the edit. Credit to our guys once again that have nailed all that. Because in real time, I remember even being a part of a match when I was with Santini, Santino, and him and Rick Shields. And I remember like 3 holes in, Rick Shields like, this is like the quietest YouTube golf video I've ever been a part of. And I was like, because it was so intense. We were like so locked in to trying to win just like the match and hitting golf shots. And so to be out there and like, and being like, I hope this isn't just some crazy intense thing. And to see the final product being like, oh, no. There's so much of all the extracurricular that's sort of driving why people are really into it. That's, again, kind of what our world has been for 9-10 years of doing this. And so I'm glad that it's come through. And another great point by you guys and Frankie of like, for the, the vast majority of all the people involved, it has had the Chaz effect and Andrew, and blown up their accounts, and they're getting interviews, and people are like, this guy's a fucking superstar. This girl is awesome. I want to watch them. And I'm glad that that's worked out.
Divot dudes.
Yeah, we were bouncing around. We said Birdie Bros. We said the lads. It was right there. We were all around it. The Divot dudes were part of the council with Nate Edwardson, who does a lot of YouTube recap videos. And then you've got it was going to be Brendan Jones, the Jet, the Ticket, and all these guys kind of sitting around, and we were going to film that also. We were going to put a GoPro up on the ceiling, and we were going to film them taking headshots and moving them around and placing them and making teams and team A, team B. I'm glad it didn't have to turn into that. I think you saw that the draft is just. The draft is always just, and it left room for people to like just be a bad drafter, a bad captain. Like, like one day, like Riggs beat me in captaincy on the front 9, and then we kind of turned the tides on them, and we roared back, which I actually haven't jumped on. I took a lot of screenshots of people being real mean to me on Twitter, saying I was the worst captain of all time. And then I got no praise for the second round of that. So it's just, you really hear a lot of the noise when you're losing.
Yeah, Riggs got outclassed. That second
got outclassed is what
outclassed.
It was.
That got such a good chuckle out of me. Just outclassed Riggs.
Yeah, no, it was something. But yeah, that's the Internet Invitational. So watch it tonight. We'll all be together watching it together. It's a live premiere. It's different than what it's been happening. We've been doing 1 p.m. just releases. This is a live premiere, so it's the winners are going to be said at call it around 8 p.m. Eastern time. So don't get mad that like you've gotten it spoiled. We're letting everyone know right now this is when it's happening. You've got a full day to just get it squared away, your schedule, whatever it is. Even if you tune in an hour late or whatever, that's happening at that time live. Just like a game, just like a regular, when Rory's putting on 18 at the Masters, it's happening at that time in real life. That's what's happening during the Internet Invitational. So make sure you go and watch it 6 p.m. Eastern time on the Internet Invitational channel.
You can't make up that our guy, Cody B. Frankie, is in the championship. Just like unbelievable. It's like you guys said earlier, it just feels like sometimes the world, simulation, fake, all of that stuff. Just to give a follow-up, we have been working with Fore State PGA Golf Management Program and Beef's family to get the sign-off, but we're hoping by tomorrow or today, I guess, when this podcast comes out, we will have a link, a landing page, and a scholarship fund set up in Cody B. Frankie's name. All the money that we can raise, that people want to commit to a good cause in his name, will be going to that scholarship fund. He absolutely loved his time at Fore State. He made a ton of friends. I've been reached out to by several people. My guy Tommy up at Whisper Rock went to school with Beef, and was telling me stories about him the other day. So he had such an impact. That had such an impact on him. So we are working with them to set up that fund, and then we're going to promote the hell out of it. So I know a lot of people have reached out. Is there going to be merchandise? Is there a link that I can commit money? How can I kind of help? The family, friends. Who can I help? How can I help? This is how you can do it. So we're going to get that link out there once we officially get everything set up. We obviously want to make sure that Beef's family is 100% all in on it. But once we get that set up, there will be a link, and that's going to be awesome. We're going to do events each year, drive money towards that, and then there will be in perpetuity, hopefully eventually at some point, dozens and dozens of kids who are able to go to this program and kind of do what Beef loved to do because of the impact that he had. So we're going to get that link out there. I know a lot of people have been asking, and a huge credit to the folks at Fore State. I reached out to them. They respond in like 1 second every time. Whatever you guys possibly need, we're going to set everything up for you. So they've been absolutely awesome throughout the whole thing. So appreciate the hell out of them. And that's the update on that front. We'll get that link out there. If you're serious about your golf game, which we like to be, especially in the environment that we're talking about a lot on this show, which is the Internet Invitational, big matches, haters matches, all that stuff. You got to be, whenever you're getting serious about your game, you got to be serious about your vision on the golf course because it matters. You see me all the time. I got sensitive eyes out there, been talked about quite a bit. I rock Shady Rays on the golf course almost 100% of the time that we're out there. It's huge. You got to have vision. I mean, if you can't see, it's incredibly difficult to golf. And the higher quality that you're seeing out there, sunlight, sun rays, wind. Sometimes it's cloudy, then it's sunny. You get all kinds of, protect those eyes, protect that vision, and do it with Shady Rays.
Yeah, I've been wearing sunglasses more than I ever have because I got that LASIK. Shout out to Dr. Jeffrey Delarusso, by the way, who literally gave me vision. Vision is huge for wearing sunglasses because you need to be able to see through them for them to even make a difference on anything. So yeah, it really, really helps me out. I'm wearing the Shady Rays on the golf course. I can't really swing with them on, so I throw them on top of the hat and then I'll swing. I'll put them back down. In the car, I always got a pair of Shady Rays with me. It's really changed my life. I went my whole life wearing contacts and just not caring about the sun hitting my eyes because I'm like, I have bad eyes anyway. And now that I've really corrected them and they're a little bit more sensitive and like I could feel the sunlight a little bit more, always throw the Shady Rays on in the car. It's changed everything. Also, like the fall foliage looks better through the sunglasses. You really just get to see everything in a better light. I can't recommend sunglasses more. I mean, it's such a like necessity. It's so funny we even have to like let you know that you have to go get sunglasses. Like sunglasses are something you need.
That's where the Shady Rays golf collection comes in. They're designed specifically for golf with color enhancing lens tech. Helps you read green sharper, track the ball faster, and spot breaks and contours you'd usually miss. They're lightweight, engineered for glare reduction, and have a comfort fit so you'll stay dialed in even on long rounds. These are awesome. I just got these new ones that are in my golf bag because I've been rocking them out here in Arizona, sunny like every day.
That might
these
change the game for me. I just said I don't like playing with them, but I've never had the one specific for golf.
These are made for you, Frankie.
Wow.
They're made specifically for those eyeballs you got right there. You're gonna love them. Shady Rays Golf. They're here to elevate your game. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer, by the way. So pay attention. Head to shadyrays.com. Use our code Fore for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades that are rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Once again, if you want 35% off, which I bet you do, check out the Shady Rays Golf Collection and make sure you use our code FORE. That's code Fore at shadyrays.com for 35% off. This episode is brought to you by Body Armor Sports Drink. I've got it right here. Body Armor has great tasting flavors like strawberry banana and orange mango. And no, this is the key. This is the key. No artificial dyes, no artificial flavors, no artificial sweeteners. It's just the good stuff right here, gents.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious.
So good. We have been traveling a little bit here recently, and what I've been noticing in airports, they've got body armor stocked, which has been great. I don't know if that's a new thing. I don't know if that's been going on for a while, but usually when I go and try to get a drink, I'm like, oh, I'm looking for body armor. And now it's been there, which has been a welcome thing to see when I'm on the road, because I have it stocked at home like crazy. But to see it out in the wild, to see body armor in the airports, has been great. The flavors are delicious. I even love the water. I'm obsessed with the water. So body armor comes through in a bunch of different ways, and I'm obsessed with it.
You really can
Body
tell
armor
when
is
you're
huge.
not hydrated how much it affects you. When we were in Vegas, I wasn't drinking enough water, and it ruined my day. When we were playing Colin, I had a brutal night the night before, just like pooping and all this stuff. I mean, it's disgusting. But like when you're out in the desert and you got to stay hydrated. When I'm home, I take it for granted how much body armor I'm able to drink because I have it all stocked at the house. When you're drinking the sports drink and then you're mixing in a bunch of the waters, it's just you're getting all those electrolytes. You need those, especially when you're on the run, you're moving around. I just always got to remind myself, you got to stay hydrated. You got to stay hydrated. And body armor is obviously right there for us to get that done.
Huge at the Internet Invitational. They're an official sponsor of the Internet Invitational, keeping us hydrated while we were out on the course. Humid, hot in August in southern Missouri, and body armor was just clutch, man. We had it the whole time. So in a bold new look with the same great taste, get your body armor today at Walmart or a local grocery store near you. Body armor, choose better. Couple talking points in the world of golf. Shout out to the Spider, the TaylorMade Spider putter, Ben Griffin last week. Becomes yet another name throughout this year. We were talking about it a little bit with Colin on Monday, but another victory for the Spider. He switched to the Spider, gets a win last week. If you look at the year that TaylorMade Spider has had, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at Rory McIlroy has had, I believe he said, the best career or the best year of his career. He won at Pebble Beach. He won at TPC Sawgrass. He won at Augusta National. He won an away Ryder Cup. He won, I believe, the Irish Open that he won as well this year. And then you look at a young man named Scotty Scheffler, who switched a couple of years ago, as Adrian detailed in awesome form a couple of weeks ago. Scotty Scheffler won multiple major championships. I don't even know how many tour events he won this year. What did he win? Fucking 6 or 7 tour events this year. He was just winning everything, and did last year as well. That's the TaylorMade Spider. And then you look at good old Tommy Lad, Tommy Fleetwood, who almost won again this past weekend. He lost in a playoff. Tommy Fleetwood using the Spider putter, got him over the hump. He won for the first time ever on the PGA Tour at Eastlake. He was unbelievably dominant. He was the highest point earner at the Ryder Cup, which is the biggest event in the history of golf, with the TaylorMade Spider putter, and he's gotten himself up to like number 5 or 4 in the world of golf. And then here comes Mr. Ben Griffin, who I love. If people haven't listened to that one, I think it was myself and Trent that were on the podcast with Ben Griffin in the middle of the summer, maybe. It was like July or something. And he was awesome. He was just kind of talking, detailing everything about his career, how creatine and like how he turned everything around by getting stronger and really focusing on his body and the whole deal. He was a great interview, but he gets the win with the TaylorMade Spider putter. So just shout out to TaylorMade, man. They're doing it right.
Yeah, I mean, they're so underrated, and I think a lot of people think it's all the drivers and the woods, because you see basically every major winning golfer using either a fairway wood or a driver from TaylorMade. It's an outrageous list. And then when you see how many people are actually using the Spider, it's really shocking. It really is, right? Because I don't think it's always been like this, and the Spider changed the game. A lot of guys are switching to the mount. They're switching to the Spider. It was always a very blade heavy tour. And yeah, they kind of broke through, and they were like the future, and they made it so that the guys that are using it on tour are also the putter that people are using on tour are also the people that is the putter that people are using just in the amateur game. Like the Spider is an easy putter to use as an amateur. It helps you kind of stroke it through. It keeps you solid. It keeps your club face flat and straight. And you get to watch a guy like Scotty Scheffler use the same thing. It's really awesome. Because a lot of those blade putters, you got to be real good. You got to be really, really good with your hands. I used to use one back in the day, and then when I switched to the Spider, it was game over, man. I'm never going back. Too light. Too many things can go wrong with the blade. It's like, give me that mount all day long, all that Spider technology, and they just keep making it better. They have smaller ones, they got bigger ones, whatever. whatever the feel is that you desire, they've got it all. So yeah, it's great to see Ben Griffin come over to the Spider team.
The biggest thing I've noticed too with the Spiders, like with the blade putter, which I use forever as well, like a lot, I get it. It looks sleek, and people like moving over to a mallet or a Spider is kind of a big move if you've had that flat blade kind of putter your whole life. If you hit a really good putt with a blade putter and you hit a really good putt with a Spider, like they're both going to kind of go in or go where it's supposed to go. But the amount of times that I've mishit a putt from, let's call it like 6 to like 3 feet, where I know I did not hit a very good putt and it still goes into the hole with the Spider, is fucking laughable. You hit it off the toe, you pushed it a little bit, you pulled it a little bit, but because of the technology and how like basically the sweet spot of the putter is spread across the entire face of the Spider putter, that like it doesn't turn, right? It doesn't like have this massive impact of hitting on the toe, hitting on the heel, mishitting it, whatever. It just keeps it online and at the right speed with a poorly struck putt so much better than any other putter that I've ever used. And there have been, just in the 4 or 5 years now that we've been TaylorMade, and I was using a blade putter my entire life until we became TaylorMade sponsored athletes, which is still funny to say out loud. And I've noticed over the last 4 or 5 years just a hilarious amount of putts where I'm like, oh, that was kind of a dog shit putt by me, and it goes in the hole.
Well, it's funny how aesthetically pleasing it changed. Like in the beginning, it was aesthetically pleasing to watch Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson when he was used that blade putter, that little Phil putter. When he puts it,
ridiculous.
You
with
can't imagine ever missing a putt. The way he makes that look, remember that? Like it's just like it would always go perfectly straight back and forward. And then you try and use it at like the PGA Tour Superstore, and you're like, how does he do this thing? Tiger the same way. It's like, how do they keep it so straight? And now it's changed. We're watching Scotty, Rory, Tommy. It's so aesthetically pleasing watching how they take it straight back and go straight through. It looks like the Spider's doing all the work. It's amazing. It really is. It's totally flipped on its head. In the beginning, it looked clunky and it looked like it was hard, and you're swaying with this big heavy mallet. Nope, couldn't be any different. It couldn't be more different. They've weighted it out perfectly. It's so comfortable. I'm talking the Spider. I actually just switched to the ZT, the Zero Torque.
Dude, you've been
still
rolling
in that
thing.
Spider world.
Yeah.
Blown away by the way you were rolling that thing in our Colin Morikawa match.
It's
man.
Crazy. Well, because the Spider for me, I just need it to be center shafted. Is that what we're calling it? Right? Like it's right in the middle of the putter head. So I'm using this Zero Torque, and it is life changing for me because if you've ever watched me putt anything, I miss them short and left, and I come across it and I kind of slice across the ball, and then the toe opens up and I just push everything left. I can fall into a couple of right to left putts because I get lucky. I'll just aim a little bit more right. I'll just kind of push it right into the hole. But like those left to right turns, I'd always miss those short and left. It really, really bad. And now this ZT has the technology in it. It really doesn't let you open up the toe of the putter. It just straightens you out. As long as you get the shaft through the middle of the ball, you're golden. And man, am I rolling that rock. It took me a little bit to get used to. It really did. Like maybe 1 or 2 rounds to be like, all right, it feels like I'm hitting like marshmallows right now. There's something different about it. Usually I have the shaft at the heel of the club, and I can just feel the ball kind of go off the club face, like further away from where my hands are. And now you're like over the ball. It's way different. And once you get used to that feeling, man, dude, it is life changing. Oh my God, I'm rolling the rock great right now.
Yeah, we were calling you Spider ZTFB3.
Exactly.
That's like your new name.
Right.
That's your new role in that thing.
ZTFB3.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, dude, you're rolling that thing great, and yeah, I just love it. There's such a, I remember watching Jason Day back in the day when it like 2015 or something, when he was on that run when he won the PGA at Whistling Straits, and he had that red fucking finish Spider, and he would stand over these like 6-footers, and I just would be like, there's no physical principles in the universe where he's going to miss this putt.
Yeah.
It's like impossible. He would just like set in there his setup, his stroke, that technology, and it just would pour right into the middle of the hole every single time. And I was like, God. So I remember thinking that like I might have to try one of these things. So the Spider family has had a hell of a couple of years. It's nice to see Ben Griffin jumping over there. A little bit of pace of play chatter in the golf world. Did you guys see this viral Sleepy Hollow naughty list of folks that were listed? They like posted this at Sleepy Hollow, which is an unbelievable golf course, by the way. Have either one of you guys played Sleepy Hollow?
I haven't. I was supposed to play Links Gems like 25 times, and I keep missing his invitation.
You got to take that invite. I know, Trent, now that you're back in New York City too, because that place is one of the coolest golf courses I've ever played. But it's a really unique place. It's kind of like spooky. It's got this big clubhouse that's like up on the bluff, and it's just got kind of a spooky feel to it. But anyways, point is they got the headless horseman as their logo, which is an all-time logo. Place is super cool. But they posted, which is not uncommon at my voice just cracked. Not uncommon at like a private club to have a little like list. I want to like. There's a club around here. It's got like a penalty box, they call it, and they kind of list people on there if you do something wrong. And one of them is obviously like pace of play. Point being, they posted this list of Sleepy Hollow, and it was like your expected pace of play time is 4 hours. And then they listed like 10 different names and violations of the pace and the time that it took them to play. And like one of them was 4 hours and 12 minutes was like one of the people that got on the naughty list. And it really got people going, being like, okay, have we gone too far with the pace thing? And that's sort of my take on it, because we were having this conversation this past weekend of like pace of play. We were out at Mesa Country Club, which is just reopened again. That place is so good. The golf course is phenomenal.
That place.
It's awesome, man. I can't recommend Mesa Country Club enough for folks. If you get an invite out there, you can finagle your way on there. Go check it out. They did such a good restoration. The bunkering's awesome. They rerouted like 3 holes, and it's in really good shape right now. They just came out of overseed. But anyways, we were there, and Mesa has a great rule. They're like, if you play, I believe the rule is you can play as much as a 7-some, but you got to finish in under 4 hours, and which is great. And so we were playing as a 6-some on Saturday. We had a great time. We played right about 4 hours, and we were kind of talking through pace. And it was a really good point of like, I was kind of hosting people, so I was rushing people a little bit. And then we got like a hole ahead of the group behind us. And then we were like kind of chilling and we were talking about it. And it was somebody was making the point of like, this is our favorite thing to do in the world, is to be out here having a drink, playing golf with each other. Why would we like frantically rush our way through to be done with it? And there is that like Goldilocks zone, I think, of like obviously not making people wait for you all day, but also like you don't want to feel rushed. You want to like take shots a little bit seriously and do, at least your little routine, whatever. It shouldn't be exaggerated. And I think 4 hours and 12 minutes is in that Goldilocks zone. Like that's a pretty damn good spot to be. Yeah, look, 4 hours and 12 minutes, 4 hours and 16 minutes, 4 hours and 31 minutes. Like, okay, private club, that starts to get a little bit high, but that's still not egregious. So I just would like to give a little bit of like, I agree with a little bit of the pushback, essentially being like, sure, let's not hold everybody up and do a 5.5 hour round. But if you're playing in 4 hours and 12 minutes, I think you're doing a pretty fucking good job out there.
Yeah, there's no worse feeling that I have when I'm playing with my dad, and if I'm filming one of those like 9 and 90s, or if I feel like the group behind us is like on our ass,
horrible
and I'll
anxiety.
rush him. And I like, he's getting out there for the first time in 2 weeks. He's been working every day at the restaurant. He comes out there, and you guys know my dad. He was out there with Colin. Obviously, you know my dad very well. Nicest guy of all time.
Incredible.
He's smiling. He's just so happy to be out there with his son playing golf. And I'm like all over him, being like, pick up your ball, don't putt. Like, let's go. We got to go to the next tee. That's the worst feeling in the world. And so like we've gotten better at like just letting people go through, or just like taking our time. But when you're at a club or at a golf course that's really on top of you, for like when you're walking on eggshells, maybe we'll be a guest and we'll get invited somewhere, and like he'll be looking for his ball, or he's telling a joke, and I'm like, yeah, we got to get going. Like I hate that feeling. It makes you feel like, what are we actually doing out here? I totally agree. Like why are we out here then? Like if we're out here just to do it as fast as we possibly can, then why are we trying to enjoy ourselves at all? Like it's not a fucking race. So yeah, that's actually funny that this came up, because I've been feeling that recently. I just did that like maybe a month ago with him, where I was filming. It was taking me a little bit longer. I got to go back and put the camera down. And then there's a group behind. I'm like, Dad, just skip these next 2 holes if you can. Like, cause I'm like, I'm taking too much time out here. And it's like, okay. And he just gets in the cart. And I feel like I hate it. It's the worst feeling ever. We just got to be able to take our time. Got to be able to take our time.
Having a guy in the group who's got a little bit of that is always helpful, though. I mean, you don't want it too much either way, right? That's pretty much what we're saying. Yeah. You don't want to be in your position where you feel anxiety and rushed, and you want to be out there with your dad having a good time, but you don't want to be all the way on the other side where you're like, let's be out here for 8 hours.
Yeah,
let's absolutely marinate on these golf holes and just have so
you gotta have common sense.
Agreed.
Right.
That's what it is. That is what it is.
And like
I played behind a group the other day, and they were like, there was a foursome. They were so slow, but they let me go right through. I was a single. They come on through. They watched me hit on a par 3 Colonial. They all cheered for me. They were smoking cigars. They were drinking. They probably let 3 or 4 groups go through, no problem. They probably took 5.5 hours. Who knows how long they took? They had the time of their lives.
They're still out
laughing.
there,
They're playing
music.
music.
Still out there, man.
Yeah, they're probably still out there. But like that is guys with common sense and awareness. They just they don't care. They didn't want to play fast, and they're not ruining anyone's day. I went right up to that tee box. I didn't wait a second. They're like, "Come on, let's go right through us."
Yep,
awareness. No, that's the word.
The awareness is huge, and like, and you know, I put myself in the other shoes, right? Like if you're the group behind, and if I'm playing behind somebody, and there's 3 or 4 holes where we have to wait because they're having a bad hole, they're looking for a ball, I couldn't care less. But there's a huge difference between that and like when you're waiting for 5 or 10 minutes on every single shot throughout the whole day. That's like you need to have awareness as the group in front, either let people play through, play faster, you know, whatever. And I've got a couple guys in my group from St. Louis who are horrifically slow every trip that we go on. And it's led to some serious screaming matches because you're like, you know, as you guys know, most of these places we go, they're usually taking care of us. They're giving us like good rates. They're like, you know, if you promote some stuff on Instagram, well, that. So I'm like, guys, these guys are taking care of us. You know, we're comp this round or we're paying 50% off of that. And you guys are taking 5.5 hours and holding up the whole golf course. Like, we got to get fucking moving here.
Right.
Whereas like, and so that's why when I saw that whole thing, I think 4 hours, 12 minutes, 4 hours and 30 minutes, even on like some courses can be fine. And it depends on the course sometimes too. Like you guys know, we've been to Erin Hills a couple times. Erin Hills is a long walk. It's a huge ballpark. And it's one of those where like there's a long walk from every green to every tee. But yet, you know, you'll look up and your round will take 5 hours and 10 minutes, but you were never waiting on a group in front of you. And the group behind you, you never even saw them. They were never waiting on you. That just takes that long to play that golf course, but you never feel like it's slow. And then there's other places like Mesa is a good example. If you're out at Mesa with like a 2 or threesome, you can play Mesa in like 3 hours. I mean, easily. It's just like, it's small-ish. Everything's pretty compact. It's tree lined, so the holes right next to each other. The greens and tees right next to each other. So it kind of depends on the course too. But I did want to go like, I wanted to say, maybe we've gone a little bit too far in the pace thing. Let's all just relax a little bit, not be assholes about it. And so I was glad that kind of triggered that debate. Adidas Golf, baby. I kind of plug a little bit of Adidas towards the end of the show, talking about their rain gear. But look, it's no secret. We've been on Team 3 Stripe now for several months. We did a whole deal. Frankie's got a great hoodie on right there. He's got the pants with the 3 stripes. I got the 3 stripes. It's just all awesome stuff. The shoes, I can't get over the shoes. The Tour 360s, the Addy Zeros. Trent wears a different style that I don't even know the name of that I absolutely love as well. There we go.
Retro Cross.
They just do it right. Top players like Ludwig Oberg, Lynn Grant, Chevron Championship, wore the range multiple times on tour this year. Colin Morikawa, who we were just with and we talk about a lot on this show, Adidas golf guy. They just nail it. All their outerwear is phenomenal this time of year. I saw actually next week in Arizona for the Barstool Classic Championship. Weather might be a little bit dicey for the first time in 4 years that we've been doing it at Greyhawk. So layering up, I actually get excited to layer up. I got jackets. I got crew necks. All kinds of great stuff from our good friends at Adidas Golf.
It's been amazing. It's been absolutely amazing. My dad was rocking a full Adidas, basically tracksuit out there on the golf course. He's got things falling out of his pockets. He never wears sweatpants. He doesn't know how to wear sweatpants. I've never seen a guy. He's like, how do these work? He's just a jeans guy. And now I've changed his life with Adidas. Everything's comfortable. He's wearing hoodies, sweatpants. The shoes fit him great. It's been so great to see him transition into the Adidas life. I've loved it. My family has loved it. We've got my son in all Adidas outfits, and it's so fun to just like dress him up in these cute little blue and brown. And, like, we have all different colors. It's been so great. He's an Adidas athlete at this point. It's just, they got everything, man. I love it all.
I'm just comfortable all the time. Would be my main takeaway. I'm always comfortable. And I don't know how to sell it more than that, where it's just like whenever I wake up and I put on clothing, I'm like, wow, I'm super comfortable. And that goes until I go to sleep and I get up and I do it again. That's it.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. They've also got the Originals line, which, you know, I've rocked a couple different times, gets the people going. I love it. It's a blend of high fashion performance, sort of like that Adidas cultural impact that they've had, all packed into the 2025 Originals golf range, which they just dropped the final chapter of. Make sure you check out our link, adidas.com/golf Foreplay Pod, and we've got it kind of curated with, again, this Originals golf range, which is inspired by classic Adidas heritage, elevated with bold premium style, made to perform and built to stand out on and off the golf course. So check out that latest drop and check out everything from the shoes to the pants to the joggers to the t-shirts, the hoodies, the polos. They got it all, the rain gear, which is awesome. So make sure you check out that link. Big thanks to Adidas joining up with us. Very cool. And Adidas Golf. You go find our link at adidas.com/foreplaypod. Diamonds Direct. I got this watch right here, fellas. A little bling coming at you. You know, from my friends.
Beautiful.
Nice. Yeah,
it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Timeless. From Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, founded by a diamond manufacturer in 1995. The key with Diamonds Direct, they go direct to consumer. They cut out the middlemen, which obviously is kind of what we're all trying to do at every walk of life that we can. That means fewer markups and way more value. That's what that means. The perks are real. A lifetime warranty covers cleaning, tightening, even lost accent stones. If you want an upgrade, they got a 110% lifetime upgrade policy, so you can trade up anytime. You just pay the difference. And then the big one, the kicker, is buy an engagement ring, $3,500 or more, and you're going to get her wedding band free. Okay, you're going to get it free. Wow. There is no fine print. It's just a seriously good deal with Diamonds Direct.
The reality of the situation with Diamonds is that there are a lot of middlemen, and there's a lot of people that end up touching it before it gets to you. And the amount of hands it goes into, those are the amount of people that want to get paid on it. So the price just keeps going up and up and up. Someone's doing something for this one. It goes from this guy to this guy. This guy, they all want a piece of it. So Diamonds Direct, the DTC, the direct to consumer, as they like to call it, that's where you're saving your money, and you know that it's legit. I'm looking at this box right here that I'm showing you on YouTube. I got Diamonds Direct for the wife. You know, we've got holidays coming up, and I made sure I went on diamondsdirect.com. Go right here. You open it up. Look at those beautiful earrings, just absolutely shining,
really nice.
Like you wouldn't believe. Just diamonds all around the whole entire hoop, and it goes right to your door, just like this. Super secure, beautiful ring, beautiful earrings, and you know that the diamonds are legit because it's all just right there on the website. You know exactly what you're buying. You know exactly what the price is. There is no funny business. And the engagement, that whole deal that they're doing right there, I would have loved to have that accessible when I was buying an engagement ring. Like I said, I was knocking on glass doors, what? Where am I going? Into the back room, going into safes. Like, it's the same thing, man. It's a diamond. Like, let's just throw that thing on a ring and get out of here.
I'm picturing you in an Uncut Gems scene trying to get
it was literally Uncut Gems.
Big moments teed up. Don't choke. Start with our picks from Diamonds Direct. Use the code Barstool, and you're going to get 15% off of your purchase. So once again, even better deal. They're cutting out the middlemen. They've got the $3,500 or more on an engagement ring, and you get our wedding band free deal. And then we're also getting you 15% off of your purchase. Again, go to Diamonds Direct. Use the code Barstool for 15% off.
It's a nice segue, if you don't mind, in terms of golf courses. I got questions for you guys, similar to the Tiger Woods question from last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It has to do with golf courses. I do want to say off the top, I think I may have left off a couple of guys off of the Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004 list. Whatever I have found, there's this website that does, it highlights like every single game that's came out, and it gives you like the synopsis of the game, the players that are in it, and it just had that list, right? I don't have Tiger 04 to go in and check, but apparently like John Daly's in the game, and I messed that up. So I got a bunch of as you can understand, I got a bunch of reactions.
We might have an unreliable trivia master here, but
and that's
okay.
fine. It's Frankie.
That's even better.
Facts before.
I'll be honest, that's even better. That makes it better for me. I like it.
Facts.
I like that me and Trent were here grinding, coming up with all these names that might have been on the list.
I think Jeff Ogilvy was on there too, to be honest.
Okay. It's okay.
All right, fellas, here we go. So we've got the states with the most golf courses. This is based off of the linksmagazine.com as of February 2025. I'm going to go back and forth between Trent and Riggs. Trent, you can get the first guess, and we'll just see. If you get one wrong, the next guy will go. It's not a competition, but I think it'll just keep it cleaner. Sure. Trent, Ryan, you can go first. The states with the most golf courses in the United States of America.
I'm going to kick us off here with Florida.
Florida is number one with 1,264 golf courses.
Come on.
That's an excellent guess.
That was a layup.
Ryan. That's an excellent guess. I'm going to go with my newly found home state of Arizona.
Arizona is not on this top 10 list.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
They got to
Are we
get
sure
on
about that? Is this like
you
the last
sure
one? Or is
about
this,
that?
Yeah.
It used to be
Damn.
a piece of shit.
All right.
My bad.
Damn, I'm stunned by that because that would have been one of my top ones too for sure. All right, I'm gonna go with California.
California is number 2 on the list, 955 courses. Now, you see that number? Does that surprise you at all? That it's under 1,000 courses in a state, or is that like? Does that make sense?
In California, that surprises me because California is fucking huge.
When you think about a golf course and how, like, I can only think of 10 or 12 courses in California off the top of my head, right? Like, there's only a finite amount of them that you know of. 955 is a lot of golf courses.
Yeah.
Right. Like if we had started
It's
this
a ton.
and you would ask me how many, like the top, like if the number one state on this list, how many courses do you think there are? I think I would have said like 110.
right.
And there's 1,000. There's 1,200.
So, all right, so
That's
since you
such
guys
a-
got one wrong already, this might get a little difficult. So Riggs, give
I
me
know.
anyone from 3
All
to
right.
10.
If this one's wrong, then I'm just not allowed to guess anymore. I'm going to go with Texas, the great state of Texas.
Texas is on the list at number 5 with 818.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. I'm on the board, boys.
My next one is going to be Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is 9 on the list, 528. Home
Okay.
to very,
great-
very great golf. I mean, they are arguably, I mean, you can have a whole nother conversation on what's the best state for golf, which we can do maybe one day. We'll do that another day. That's been voted on or something. Maybe we can get the people to vote on what's the best state to
It's
golf.
a great
But
state. Wisconsin's
Wisconsin's
a
a
great
great one with
Phenomenal one. I'm
Whistling
glad you put that
Straits
on
and
there.
Erin Hills, and it's just
Sand
Sand
Valley.
Valley, really strong.
Lasonia Links, which I've never been to, but I was supposed to go to. So my friends
Really
call it
strong.
Cuxonia Links because
What's the other
Erin
Wisconsin
Hills
golf
goes.
course we've gone to for the Barstool Classic, and we played
Lac La Belle.
Lac La Belle's like
Great
this
golf course.
local little mini resort golf course,
Sick
almost
place.
unbelievable. All right,
Yeah.
Riggs.
Okay, I'm gonna go. God damn, I don't know if I feel that great about this because is it a big enough state? But I feel like there's a ton of golf there. I'm gonna go North Carolina.
North Carolina is 10th on the list, just squeaks
Okay.
in there,
All right.
520.
Okay.
Come on.
Good guess. Now I got to start really racking my brain here
I know.
for states with the most golf courses. Fuck you, Frankie. I'm going to go with New York.
4th on the list.
Yes.
Yeah,
New York
that's
has
a really good guess.
829 golf courses.
Wow. Holy shit, New York.
Huge. Dude, that's a lot compared. I mean, the size of New York has to be what, half of California?
I know.
Oh,
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's got to be more than that, right?
Yeah,
We're
it's
talking
pretty
land
big.
mass.
Probably pretty big, yeah.
Does that then, Trent? Is that going to lend itself to like, is New Jersey going to be on this list? You know,
I could see New Jersey being on this list. Yeah.
I'm going to go. I know that Wisconsin thing really got me going. It makes me think Michigan might be on the list. Illinois has Chicago, which is such a big city. It's got a ton of golf. I'm going to go. I'm going to go Illinois.
Illinois is 6th.
Come on.
Nice. There you go.
Seventh. Sorry,
Seventh.
647. Illinois is
All right.
7th, 647 golf courses.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at that number 3, B. What are we missing at number 3?
I
Trent?
think it might be the one, the other Midwest one that you mentioned. I'm going to go
Yeah.
with Michigan.
Michigan, number 3, 867 golf courses.
Yep.
That's a great one. That is a great one, man.
We're doing pretty good here. I think Riggs missed one so far,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Yeah,
it.
and it was Arizona, which I think that most people would have thought was Trent, are we looking at like we did North Carolina. Are we looking at like South Carolina has Myrtle Beach? It's got Kiowa, it's got Aiken and all that. I'm gonna go South Carolina.
Uh,
Oh,
God.
dang! I thought that was that you were right on the same line of thinking as me. Okay, so
I'm an idiot. I'm a dumb person.
You are? Why?
Yeah. There's just a state that I know has them. I know it.
I'm going to go back to the well on one that you had mentioned, and I'm going to say New Jersey. All right. Now we've hit a cold period on our guest.
No, I got one, Trent. It's got to be, I mean, it has the massive city of Atlanta. It's got the #1 golf course in the country, maybe in the world. So I just think it's going to have to be the great state of Georgia. God, you. Fuck you, Frankie. Fuck you.
Shit. Oh, man. All right. How about this? Let's do this. Oregon.
Wrong.
Fuck, man. Is there big one that we're missing?
There's a big state that you're missing. Just a big old state.
We've got California. You already guessed Texas.
Dude, is it Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania is on the list.
Yeah.
Is that the one you were thinking of, Frankie?
Yep.
Yeah.
We got
huge. You got Pittsburgh. You got Philadelphia. You know what I mean? It's a massive, massive state. And we're missing the 8th state out of the top 10 with the most golf courses in the United States. I'll give you guys one guess each so we can move this along.
Okay.
Let's go, Trent. Let's get your final guess here.
Nebraska.
Wrong.
I have two. I think it's either Washington or Minnesota. I'm trying to look at his face. What do you think his face is saying there, Trent?
I think Washington.
I'm going to go Washington State.
The answer is Ohio at 644. O-H-I, the Ohio. All right, so the final list: Florida, California, Michigan, New York, Texas, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Ohio, Wisconsin, and North Carolina. It goes from 1,264 at the top to 520. So every other state has less than 520 golf courses. Ryan Richin, can we just do one quick fact check? How many golf courses does Georgia have? Because that one was a pretty good guess. I want to ask, how many golf courses as of 2025 does the state of Georgia have?
That is
got to be number 11.
That's a surprising one that it's not on that list.
It's hard. I mean, even on this website, they state courses closed, they open. It's really hard for them to have this database, but that's based off of linksmagazine.com.
I'm seeing 447.
Yeah, dude. I mean, think about each individual golf course, right? You play a collection of 6 to 10, like in your whole entire state, like that you would even think about going to.
And that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's so many, right? Like we just played Eisenhower Park blue and red course every day. Like that. Those were 2 courses, and Bethpage black and red and yellow. So like in my New York state, which is what, number 4, like I only played 5 or 6 of different courses growing up, like on a rotation. You're telling me there's freaking 829 of those things? That's a number that you can't even comprehend.
If you had to ballpark it, how many golf courses do you think you've played? No repeats, just one, each golf course you've played one time.
Well, we got that pencil holder, and I'm like I'm done with 2 rows, and I know I'm missing at least 20 of them from times that.
And those are only golf courses that you were like, oh, I want a pencil.
My top 100, yeah.
Right.
Oh man, I mean, we've been super lucky, man.
If we're looking at Riggs Barstool, who has played a shit ton of golf everywhere, is it?
Yeah.
Like if I were to throw out the number 300 golf courses,
more.
I think it's more, dude. I think Riggs has played like 450 to 500 golf courses, and that's.
I would say that might be right. That might be like in the right ballpark, especially because like the Riggs Verse series for a while. That now is like we kind of do the 9 and 90s, but there was times where like every day I would go to a new public course in Arizona and play 9 or 18 holes and film a couple holes. Like I was doing that for like 2 years. Like Dave does pizza reviews.
Right.
How many courses are in Arizona, Ryan? It's the last one I'll have you look up, because that was
said like 350. I looked that up. There's more in Missouri. There's more in fucking Missouri than there is in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean,
is that a water issue? Is that like a water issue?
Yeah, it's hard to freaking water them.
What state has the least amount of golf courses?
Ooh, Ryan Richardson.
Alaska.
Bang.
What's the state? What's the continental U.S. answer though?
For like the amount of golf courses?
No,
you're saying like no, I got you.
Out of the 48.
Before he brings it up, what do you guys think it is?
I'm gonna say out of the 48 continental United States golf courses with the least amount. We could actually do that as a list one day. Whatever, we'll just get into it now.
I think it's.
I'm gonna say Rhode Island.
That's what I was gonna say.
Because it's just so small.
Yeah,
it's a
Delaware
state. Delaware's got a lot of golf.
Really?
Yeah, Delaware's got a
places
lot
have-
of golf.
It might be a hard answer to find.
Those states have some money too, and I feel like anywhere with money has a lot of golf courses.
Yeah, true.
Delaware.
Wow.
Good guess, boys.
I'm going to Delaware
Thank
right
God.
now. I'm going to Delaware for my buddy's bachelor party next year, and I'm looking like it's really hard to get 12 guys out. Maybe that is. There's only a couple courses by where we're going to be in that Rehoboth, or I think it's called, area. And I'm asking around. There's like one private club, and I actually sent an email being like, "Can I bring 12 idiots out to this course?"
I love
and
it.
they were like, "I don't think so."
No.
You know what I mean? It's the middle of July. It's private. You know what I mean? It's like this is.
I don't think I've ever played golf in the state of Delaware.
I played that one course. God, I can't believe I can't remember the name.
I remember you posting about it on your Instagram.
Something. Oh my gosh, it's just evading me right now.
I don't think I've ever stepped foot in the state of Delaware.
They pay like
I don't know if I have
like
either.
$1 million a year for flowers.
A lot for flowers.
It was
But
crazy.
I bet they're beautiful.
Oh my god, every tee box is like you're playing in a
Flowers
flower
are
bed.
nice.
I remember you going to this place with your buddies.
Yeah,
So do I.
I'm gonna have to say it's like something Bay maybe.
All right, good starting point.
Yeah,
That is a
Good
good
job.
starting point. Bay's
Good job,
nice.
boys.
Thank you. That was a better performance than our Tiger Woods 04, although the list might have been incomplete.
Yeah, I think we nailed that until those last two vacated us. We were all over it, dude. Georgia's right there. Georgia's got to be like number 11.
Is the Arizona thing because there's not enough water?
I think it's because Arizona is actually very rural, except for Phoenix and Scottsdale.
Okay.
Whereas, like, if you look at Pennsylvania, there's like two huge cities. So you're kind of like doubling the Phoenix area. But it is wild. When you fly into Phoenix or Arizona, Scottsdale, like, all you see is golf courses. So you'd think there's got to be, it's like, but Florida's that way. You know, think about how many big cities there are in Florida. Like, Arizona has Phoenix, and then like Flagstaff is like a college town. It's not like a big city. So that would be kind of my guess. And yeah, the water things. I mean, we live in a fucking desert, right? Like Florida, you go out anywhere in Florida and just put flag sticks in the ground and you have like grass and water and a golf course. Here, it's like, it's just cacti and desert.
Baywood Greens, I believe it was called.
Ooh, that's a nice name. Kai Trump is making her LPGA debut this weekend, gentlemen. Now, we've never really filmed with Kai Trump or interacted with her. We probably should get her into the Internet Invitational next year. But something to watch for this week. She got people real riled up when she announced that. I think somebody posted that like in a junior tournament earlier this year, she shot like 59 over par or something like that.
Yeah.
And so people were kind of chirping pretty hard. But she's making her LPGA Tour debut this week. I saw she was out there with like massive security and the whole deal playing a practice round the other day.
I mean, politics aside, it is cool to see them try something similar to what we do in the YouTube golf space, where we always ask, how does a regular amateur player play amongst the pros? So using a sponsor exemption for someone that can elevate just the viewership of an LPGA event, plus show how hard it is to play against these pros and how good they actually are. Because Kai Trump, to us, is a great golfer. She's on YouTube and she posts pretty good scores, great swing, the whole deal. And then you put her up against pros and she's probably going to get crushed, you would think. And that'll just show and elevate how good the pros are, which I'm happy with. I mean, that when you're talking about a sponsor's exemption, we talk about this with Grant, with the PGA Tour. Like, I do get the side of like wanting to elevate the event. And I also do see the side of taking a spot away from someone that's earned it. So I do fall in the middle when it comes to like, is it fair? But I totally see the side of the tours being like, a sponsor's exemption, this is what it's for. Like, the sponsor is like paying all this money and they want as many eyeballs on this event as possible. This is the exemption that they're making for that event because they're spending all this money on this event. The money's going to this person playing in it to make it bigger.
Look, when you pay for shit, you can just kind of do whatever you want. And so it's
their
like,
event. Yeah.
They're paying for the event doesn't exist if they're not paying for it. And therefore the sponsor's exemption, like, that spot is Kai Trump's spot. Like, she's earned it, by all the metrics. They were like, yep, that's who we need in here to do it. Same with like Steph Curry when he's played in events, Tony Romo, all that shit. If you would earn the spot, you would be in the event. That's just
also, I mean, yeah, she's got this is like potentially Tiger Woods' new like stepdaughter. Is that right?
Is that right?
Yeah, he had some comments. She said that he she had some comments about him and the words of advice that he had given her going into the event. And she said something to the effect of like, yeah, he's the greatest golfer in the world. I still believe that. And then she was like, he told me to go out there, make sure I have fun, and gave a little bit of, wisdom. Go with the flow, I think was one of them. That's exactly right.
Go with the
exactly
flow.
Right.
Okay.
Caitlin Clark sponsor exemption.
Yeah, she's out there at that Annika Pro-Am right now. She's playing.
But Caitlin Clark's playing in the same one that Kai Trump is playing in?
It's a Pro-Am, you said, Trent?
Yeah, she's not. She's just playing the Pro-Am,
okay.
Caitlin Clark.
I saw the video, so I didn't know if that was like
I thought
tournament
that Kai Trump's playing in the Annika.
Yeah, she is, but I think she's like actually playing.
Okay. So, Caitlin's in the Pro-Am.
Caitlin plays in the Pro-Am. She did this last year. She does it pretty much every year. Remember that clip from last year where she almost
killed somebody?
She almost hit somebody, but I think she's doing better this year. But
first invite to the Internet Invitational, according to Dave.
Was Kai Trump?
Oh, really?
No, Caitlin Clark.
Absolutely.
Oh.
He tweeted that like an hour ago.
Top of the list, dude.
Absolutely.
First invite for next year, he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. I know we tried to. I think there was like talks about trying to get Kai Trump into the one that we just played.
We got to have her in next year for
work
sure. We
out.
have both of them.
Get
Caitlin
both
Clark,
of them.
Kai Trump.
Caitlin Clark. I mean, dude, that would be nuts.
WNBA season though is the summer, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's in a tough spot.
Skip a game, man.
I don't know, man. You want to talk about a firestorm?
Ooh.
Skipping a game to be in Barstool and Bob Does golf tournament might not be the best headline.
Worth it.
I agree. I mean, listen, I'm on the side of I want her in it.
There's other games, man.
Yeah.
I got to give a little shout out to Adidas Golf rain gear.
Okay.
When I was in Bandon like 3 weeks ago, played golf in the worst weather I've ever played golf in. It was unbelievably fun, but it was like 55 degrees, 50-mile-an-hour winds, and raining sideways. Absolutely pouring rain. Everyone else in the group was soaking wet at the end of it. I was completely fine. I had my Adidas rain gear on. Everyone was coming over to me afterwards, being like, "How come you're dry?" Because we were doing this putting contest on the punch bowl afterwards. Everyone's soaking wet. I was perfectly dry, and I said, "This is my first time ever wearing this Adidas rain gear." I didn't really know if it was going to work or not, to be honest with you. Like some rain gear just doesn't really have the juice. Phenomenal rain gear out of the
Great
Adidas
gear,
golf folks. So I got to give a little bit of love.
I haven't worn it yet because I haven't played in the rain, but I have it ready to go. I got it in my garage, hanging up when it's gonna. I'm actually rooting for it to rain, and then I can just grab it and wear it.
I was like rooting for it to rain in the Kirk match because I know I have an advantage with the gear now. Like he'd be soaking wet, and I'd be dry and comfortable. So, otherwise, gentlemen, I think on my list, that's all I got.
Did you watch Death by Lightning yet? Trent, have you watched a single thing in all of your travels? Like you're traveling around the country, you're sitting on airplanes, you're sitting in hotel rooms, you're in Iowa right now. Are you watching anything?
Tonight, I'm watching.
You're a piece of shit, dude. Riggs, you watched it, right?
Loved it. I mean, big history guy, as you know.
Finished
Trent,
it.
you will love Death by Lightning. I watched the whole thing. I finished the shit of it.
Dude, that's a real friend. I just haven't done it yet.
It's also just like good for his life. Like it's an enjoyable experience, right? Like how good of a show was that?
Phenomenal. I couldn't stop really like watching it. It's one of those too. You do a bunch of Googling afterwards or even during, because you kind of got to know, like, did this really happen? What was this guy like? That's such a blank spot in like American history. You know, like the late 1800s. It's like post Civil War. It's pre World War I. And so you're sort of like people. It just doesn't get a lot of juice. There's not a ton of memory of that. And so to hear like some of the names too, I kind of knew and had heard, but I didn't know their influence, like Conkling and those guys. It's like I've heard those names before, but it was really, really, really good. And President Garfield seems like the best guy in history. Just
100%. Without giving too much away, because I do want people to watch it. We talked a little bit at dinner in Vegas about the like the verbiage and just kind of like the way that they spoke and some of the words that they used. Yeah. Did that come across to you as weird at how modern the writers wrote the dialogue? Because to me it was the first thing that stood out. Like guys were saying shit like this, being like, "Oh, fuck that guy. That guy's no shit." Like were they saying that in the 1800s?
I was super conscious of it because of our dinner conversation. I actually laughed at one point when they were like debating during the convention, and one guy like I might have been conking, like leaned over and was like, "I'll end your career, you motherfucker."
Yeah.
Said that to him, and I was like, "Did they say that in 1880?"
I
don't
know.
know. I don't fucking know the answer to that. Like the speech, the whole thing is like early in the first episode, the whole kind of concept of the 4 episodes is basically from this speech that he gives, and like that's not even English. Like I couldn't even understand what he was fucking saying in the speech half the time because the way that so. I don't know if they spoke that way. And again, we had talked about it before at dinner, so I was very conscious of it. I have no idea if they spoke more like the way that he gave the speech or if they speak like their dialogue was in the show. Like, that would be a weird disconnect to have because I feel like our politicians and stuff give speeches in like normal, like dialect and like vernacular that we use, not like 7 years ago, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, our politicians definitely speak way more cleaned up for a speech, right? It's written. It's like it's all like here, and they're reading it. And then when they're talking at dinner, they definitely are slinging stuff that they're not saying in speech. So maybe there was such a gap between it being like old English speaking speeches, and then like they were learning how to kind of loosen it up when they were just sitting around a table or talking like not to the public. But like, I would love if a historian's listening to this by some wild account an hour and 40 minutes into the Foreplay podcast and would like to give us kind of a description on how they spoke back in the 1880s.
I think it's closer to modern than you think. And I was thinking about this in my head. Like my dad, I believe, was born in 1955. So, he's 70 years old. If you go back 70 years, like my dad speaks currently, just like we speak. And like, I doubt from when he was, let's call it like 6 or 7 years old, 1961, 62, that like, that's kind of when you learn how to speak. So like, it was pretty similar then. So if you go back like one generation before that, from when his dad was born, my grandpa was probably born in like 1925 or somewhere around there. So you're like, then you're only like one generation removed from the time period that we're talking about, which is the 1880s, 1890s. So it's like probably closer than we think, but I really don't know because
motherfuckers are crazy one. You know what I mean? It just doesn't feel like you're wearing the whole thing and the top hat. There's no way.
I think it was pretty similar.
He's an unruly lad, is like what he would say instead of a motherfucker. But they might have just been slinging it, man. I don't know.
Because how many years are they? They're like 100. They're over 100 years removed from like British rule, right? Yeah. So I mean, they really don't have that much influence. Like you're saying, you're multiple generations removed from that.
Right. I know. Like, did they speak like William Shakespeare wrote?
I don't know.
No way. No way. I don't know. It's a really interesting question.
Watch
something
the
that I would have thought,
man.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
And the chair company is getting so much better. It's just I can't recommend that.
I gotta watch
Tim
that
Robinson. Oh God, so good. You don't want me to dip my elbow in this soup. It's so good. Hey guys, this guy doesn't want me to dip my elbow in the soup. It's like what the hell?
I'm gonna watch all these. I'm gonna.
Oh, look at it. It's Harry the Helper. He doesn't want me to dip my elbow in the soup. What the hell?
See, I already know it's gonna be great.
It's so good. What the hell? Tim Robinson, man. All right, well, that's it for me, boys.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Enjoy the Internet Invitational finale. That is tonight at 6:00 Eastern, premiering on the Internet Invitational YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to that. Subscribe to the Internet Invitational social channels on all the different social networks. And then next week we'll be back Tuesday to kind of break down and react to the entire thing. But enjoy that. Thank you for listening. Thanks, Ryan Richardson, on the edit. To all of our sponsors: Chevy, Rocket Money, Shady Rays, Body Armor, Adidas, Diamonds Direct. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening and enjoy the weekend. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.